What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about kind of the talk of the town in Mii Brawler. And it's not going to be just me today. Y'all already know enough of my opinions of the character. I have the other Mii Brawler up player, Lurr.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
You know, you were actually one of the people that I remember thinking really highly of Mii Brawler before basically anyone else. I remember like you and Void being like, wow, this character is really dumb before at least I picked the character up. I think even like before the pandemic. So I kind of just, what did you see in the character back then that you were like, I feel like this is underseen?
I think what it was I saw Riziatsu play the character. I'm sure you know who Riziatsu is. Yeah, he plays a bunch of characters, and then there was this one tournament where he was just randomly popping off with Mii Brawler. And I just saw what he was doing, and I'm just thinking in my head, does no one else see how ridiculous this is?
He just plays so simple.
He plays simple, but also he was just killing people at like 40-60%, and
he uses heli kick, and especially back then, right?
Yeah, he uses the same moveset I use, which is heli kick, flashing Mach punch, suplex, and feint jump.
I think if someone doesn't use feint jump, they're just throwing.
Yeah, that's definitely there's some movesets with Mii Brawler which I feel like it's a must. Well, actually, that's the only one out of the movesets I think is a must.
I think everything else is debatable, at least some level.
Yeah, I agree. But he was one that got me into it, and then I started just playing with people, and I just that's where the meme Better Fox came from, because it's like, okay, he literally feels like Fox, but he just has some attributes that, in my opinion, make him a more consistent character than Fox. Like, he has good survivability.
He's pretty heavy, relatively.
He has that. He has moves that are safer on shield, like his Nair is safer on shield than Fox's Nair. And then also just the ability to take stocks early, because he has like those Mario-esque combos, and well, depending on whatever up you can just kill really early.
You kill you're early depending on which way. I think the Thrupper is the more consistent version, just because vertical killing is always going to be more consistent than horizontal killing. But heli kick is still ridiculous. Like, you know, I used to think like, oh, heli kick is like only cheese, therefore, you know, soaring axe kick is better and Thrupper's the best one. And I'm like, well, killing people at 40 is really good still, considering like where you get your open ups from a lot of the times as Mii Brawler, you know, once I started playing the character more. And I'm like, oh, SAK is just bad because it's only recovery, and who do you need to only super recover versus and not want to kill them?
Soaring axe kick?
But even then you get the cheese. Yeah,
no, I think that move is still, I think that's probably by far the most underrated move, because you have such a strong out of shit option. It's not as fastest, but it outranges Cloud's up beat. Yeah, the hitbox is gigantic, and if there are definitely some edge guarding setups you could do on some characters where they don't really have much you can do about it. Like if you just go off stage and reverse soaring axe kick, or even if you go for like, you know, a situation where you trade stocks with soaring axe kick. There's some situations where characters just can't do anything about it.
I definitely think it being paired with like flashing Mach punch, so you're gonna get, you know, you're gonna get your earlier vertical stocks with like up air flashing Mach punch, and then being like, oh, I'm up a stock, Nair forward air. Did you do something weird? You're dead. Like, just we're both dead. I think the, you know, longtime Mii Brawler mains all use specifically soaring axe kick against Wii Fit Trainer, because they're like, this just kills the ledge stalling. Like, you just go down on them like over and over again.
Yeah, even in recovery, it's like kind of, she can't really do much about it if you kind of align yourself up to hit her.
Doesn't have a vertical, like a hitbox above. I guess the topic that I feel like has been coming up a lot with the character, what do you think, I know what your moveset is your preference, but what do you think is the best moveset?
So, I know this is going to
ruffle some feathers.
It's going to be highly debatable. I don't know about ruffle feathers, maybe. I think probably it's flashing Mach punch. I think it's the moveset Kid uses, honestly. I think it's flashing Mach punch, Thrupper, feint jump, and then suplex. I think that's the most consistent. But again, I think it depends. Like, I feel like there's some matchups where you might want to use the other ones. Or like our stages.
Yeah.
For example,
being able to change when you they honestly should make a rule about that, and not be able to be like, oh, you counterpicked town, I'm gonna go heli kick.
Yeah, Well, the thing is, it's funny because there was a rule in Smash 4, and then they just never brought it back.
I think that's different though, because in Smash 4, the reason there was the rules because it was like, it was more related to customs, and customs were banned. Therefore, it's like you get one. Even though, like, I remember I was part of like a rule set committee for Smash 4, and everyone was like, yeah, we can't just let the Mii's pick what they want because that's custom moves, and custom moves are banned. And so I went to all the Mii players. I was like, listen, I think your character's dope, even though I don't play the character. Please pick a better moveset than 1-1-1-1, because the rule set committee's not gonna allow anything more than one moveset per character. And they were like, we deserve to have all of them. And it's like, I guess you get 1-1-1-1, and you're always gonna complain about it now. Like, pick anything better. Because custom moves, but now because it's not, people are like, well, it's Mii's, it doesn't matter, even though like Mii Sword Fighter is getting more popular, and Mii Gunner has like a top rep, and Mii Brawler is now like kind of everywhere, surprisingly.
I mean, as he should have been everywhere a long time ago, but Mii's, yeah. But I was gonna say something. The only thing I would say, like, regarding Thrupper is I don't know how you feel about it, but I think it's his worst recovery.
Yes and no. I always get surprised at how good Helikick's recovery is.
Amazing. Yeah.
Like, when I play it, I'm always like, in my head, I'm like, this is the worst recovery because, like, I'm used to Thrupper. But then I played it and I was like, oh, that goes pretty far. I think the only issue that I have, honestly, with either of those uppies is sometimes when you, like, get, like, weak hit, like, you trade with, like, a jab when you're trying to get off the ledge, like, with a ledge hop aerial, and then you just fall because you're trying to fast fall, and you're like, oh, I'm dead. Like... But I think that happens with both Helikick and Thrupper a bit. But I do agree it's probably the worst one, but at the same time, you get the reward of if someone tries to edgeguard you, you get Thrupstool, which is insane. Or, if you do a Thrupper, I think I showed you, like, when I discovered this forever ago. If someone's on stage and you hit them with Thrupper and you get the next to last hitbox, it combos into ledge hop up air. For some reason, and Nair, which is like, oh, you tried to edgeguard Mii Brawler, you're dead at 50. If there's a platform there, which, everyone lets him go to PS2 for some reason. Which actually kind of pivots into my next question. What do you think people aren't paying enough attention to, considering that Mii Brawler is like a pretty relevant meta threat? He's like super popular in Japan, even though they rated him lowly on the tier list thing. But I feel like he's like pretty popular as a counter pick kind of everywhere now, at the very least. So what do you think like people aren't paying enough attention to?
So I think people go into the mindset that Brawler is just like Mario or just like Fox. So they're not making him his own character. They're just lumping him in with like another character. And I think if you have that mindset against him, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, because he does have similarities to them, but he definitely isn't like a one-to-one comparison. Like, he has a lot of things that I would say are unique to him, or even better. Like, for example, the ladder combos. His ladder combos are better than Mario's, just because his up B has higher like base knockback and knockback growth. So he's just able to take stocks earlier than Mario could.
Yeah, the fact that he gets like IDJ up air grab on a platform and you just die at 40. Like, if you get grabbed by Mario on a platform at 40, you might be dead if he has a lot of rage. Whereas Mii Brawler, it's like, oh, you're dead. Like, like everyone knows you're dead. Yeah, I agree. I think that he's, unfortunately, in my opinion, the hardest, like, of the three characters that we kind of talk about, like Mario and Fox and Mii Brawler, I think he's the hardest one, because he's like, I feel like with Fox's technicality and like his speed, that obviously presents a level of difficulty. And like, I feel like the hardest thing about Fox is sometimes you're gonna get hit off stage and die, and Mii Brawler doesn't have to worry about that. But like, in terms of like the combos and the neutral, I feel like Fox has an easier time because he's such a fast faller and so fast. Like, his game plan's a lot more obvious. And I'm saying that as someone that plays a very obvious neutral in Mii Brawler. I'm like, I'm going to short hop Nair because it is strong. But even then, like, Mii Brawler has so many different combo routes depending on character, depending on everything, whereas Fox is like, I'm going to hit you to a platform and then up air you 4 times.
Yeah.
So like, and then Mario also is a lot simpler. His neutral is a little bit more complex, but also it's way better than both of these two characters because his aerials are just ridiculous and his airspeed's amazing. Better in a different way, I guess, like simpler in my opinion. I think the Mii Brawler player base has a lot of difficulty. And I know my editor has been saying that, like Fire the Pyro has been like, yeah, suplex is the most underrated move by BDK players, and BDK is the most underrated move by suplex players. They're both crazy broken. It's just you're going to formulate how you play based on having one of those two moves, and then those are the ones that make sense to you, so you're never going to want to swap.
No, I mean, that makes sense. I think that's another thing about Mii Brawler players is that they just don't have mastery over the entire moveset, which I think is very, very important for the fact that he can counterpick and stuff like that. Something else I want to add, though, is...
I think you're crazy good with, like, you're honestly, like, the most comfortable, I feel like, with the most moves. Except
maybe.
Specifically.
I've been trying to use Thrupper more, but what I was going to say is, I think one of the big things, too, is... So we talked about, like, how they're similar. There's another thing that Brawler has that the others don't, which is Feint Jump, which is literally a similar Zero Suit Flip Kick. So it's like... Yeah, so it's like... You see that, and people are confused, like, what the hell is that? And then they respect it like they would a Zero Suit Flip Kick. So he'll do the feint jump, and he'll be in lag, and then people just stare at you like
halfway across the stage. They're like, "Yeah, you have no lag, right?" Yeah. They definitely don't. But people don't know how the moves work.
Exactly. And then I think another big thing, I've cheesed so many people with the feint jump footstool.
That's just good, in my opinion.
It is good, but like. It's avoidable, right? There's a lot of cases where it's avoidable,
and they just like double jump into it, and just like dead.
Yeah, because the thing about it too is, like, let's say you're off stage as Brawler and you feint jump onto stage, and they get footstooled, it sends them off stage. So, like, you know, not even Zero Suits does that. So they see that and they're like, what the hell is this?
And then panic, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely feel like, especially for how relevant he is, it's one of the matchups that people are just like are resistant to wanting to practice because it's a Mii, it doesn't matter. So I know you've always had a high opinion of the character, but like, what is your current opinion of him? Because my opinion of him is honestly insane right now. Like too high probably, but I don't want to know your take.
I feel like, do you want like tiers or do you want numbers?
Both.
At the absolute worst, he's like high tier, which is like top 20-ish, like around that realm.
You have like a very stringent tier list, got it. You're like top 20 is high tier. I'm like more than 20 characters for me are top tier.
No, I said 20-ish. That's what I'm saying. Like I think there's a cutoff, but I don't know exactly like where it would be, you know. But I think at the absolute best, he's probably like a top 10 character, which it all just depends on how well you utilize his moveset. Like I think if he goes the route of being able to counterpick based off of like swap his moveset and counterpick that way, I think he's definitely a top 10 character because you could basically adjust your moveset according to the matchup. And I mean, we talked about it. Like him adjusting moveset is very important. It matters a lot.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, I think currently in my tier list, if I'm like, because again, I'd see the character, like I'm also generally an up player of my characters, because like believe in them genuinely. Like it's not like a delusion, like, oh, Pikachu must be top 4 because he's broken and that's the only reason why I play him. But I think I put Brawler at like 7.
Okay.
Which is like, you know, it's like the top 3 that everyone thinks of at this point, and then like Pika, Rob, Ox, Brawler. And then like Aegis is like 8 or 9, and then I don't remember who's up there at the moment, but the general good characters. I just think he's insane. He does too much damage. Like even his simple things, like I was you know, the why do counterplay thing came out the other day, and like, you know, it's like SDI everything super perfectly, which is like unrealistic to like SDI the jump in move that if you were ready to SDI it, why are you getting hit by it? And either way, like I tested his SDI methods and I still got different combos. So it's like, oh, you miss one combo, realizing they're SDIing well, and then just switch your combo routes, which again is kind of the difficulty of Brawler. Like I'm a little used to that because Pika, like that's the only thing I have to worry about in combos is like SDI flowcharts. But like, oh, you don't get nair, down tilt, forward air, nair, up tilt, up air, thrupper. You only get nair, down tilt, nair, up air, thrupper, which is still 60 or 50. Also, did you know up throw thrupper is a thing?
I did not, but
from like 0 to 40. Like it doesn't kill, it doesn't send as far as down throw thrupper, but like
damage.
if you're having trouble doing down throw with fair thropper because they're either SDIing it, or you know how like when you have rage it doesn't really work super well, you just go up throw thropper and it does like 29.
I mean, that's still good damage. Yeah. The other thing about Brawler too is he just kills early, like even without thropper. Like he has Nair confirms into forward smash, and his forward smash is stupidly strong. I say this every time I see a Mii Brawler forward smash connect. It's stronger than Steve's Diamond forward smash.
Is it? I was thinking the other day, like, it's literally, I feel like heavy character, Mii Brawler, heavy character. It's like, why is he there? Like, it feels like as strong as DK's, which is stupid, because you can combo into it. And it also two frames for some reason.
Yeah, you can angle in 2-frame with it. So it's like, imagine if Brawlers get good at 2-frame forward smash, they would kill it like 30 or something.
Oh yeah, because you can just like charge it and just be like, but.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, he has good confirms too. He has tech chase forward smash. Depending on the percent, Nair will just outright combo no matter what because of the like hard landing lag. He has landing up air forward smash.
That's so hard. But yeah, I've got it a couple times. He also just has like, and then at the higher percents, he has like Nair Bear, which is like, it's the smoothest one in the game in my opinion. It's so fast for some reason. It just feels extra clean.
It looks fake, like when you first see it.
I think if you DI down and away, it is fake. But then if you DI down and away, you're gonna be below the stage, and then he just downer 2-frames you because his downer is also, in my opinion, low key his most slept on move. I see Mii Brawlers do like move tier lists, and it's like at the bottom, and I'm like, y'all don't understand how 2-framing works because the frame before his downer comes out, like before it's the hitbox, he's here. So it literally is like here and then hitbox, which is crazy because it just means that you just trade with everything because you're completely avoiding people's hitboxes and stuff.
Yeah, that's like Falco's there.
Exactly, because you kind of like pull up your legs and then
Exactly, yeah.
And also the weak spot is one of these like Falcon Knee, where it's like the strongest move for no reason.
Kills. Yeah, it's like for no reason. I don't know. I feel like his combo. I do think that for Brawlers, one of the biggest issues is not having reliable ways to kill. And it's not necessarily that Brawler doesn't have reliable ways to kill at higher percents, it's that Brawlers aren't taking it. It's kind of like the Fox thing, you know, where he has the opportunities, but then if you miss them too much, you're gonna suffer from it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, did you miss your down throw thropper? Sorry.
Yeah, but even then, that's where like his other his up Bs come in, because up B out of shield, like all of his up Bs can kill. Like even sorting act can
kills
kill
like 130 at the ledge, something like that. Which is
and then like one of the reasons why I like what's it called, helicopter kick, is that you have A-frame option. You know, so it's the same frame as up smash, and it covers both sides of them, and the range on it's like pretty decent.
And if you get someone ledge trapping, like they roll, you just dash back heli kick, they're gonna die at like 75.
Yeah.
Like you definitely play different games. Like I don't feel like if you like the reason that to me I watch Riziasu and I'm like, why is he playing this way? It's because he's fishing to get people off the stage, ledge trap them, and kill them. Whereas for me, I'm like, well, I kind of want people in the center because I want to hit them to a platform and kill them. But also, like, why does the character have, like, really, like, not, like, super elite ledge trapping, but probably, like, the tier under that? Like, it's not like Samus, Fox, Steve, blah, blah. But it's just like, oh, he has the Nair and the dash attack.
Well, down tilt, too. Down tilt hits below ledge.
True, yeah, it can snap people off.
Doesn't up tilt also hit below ledge for whatever reason?
2-frames some characters. I've been practicing against Game & Watch because, again, that's one of my main matchups for Brawler. Character's insane. Like, he has so many tools it's easy to forget. Which, again, if that's the type of character you have, there's no way he's not broken.
Yeah, no, he's really good. I truly think that he's one of those characters that people don't want to be good, so they don't talk about him.
Yeah.
And I think because of it, his meta isn't as developed as it could be.
Yeah, because you have like you have some solo mains obviously, but I feel like they're all young / new to Ultimate, and the only people that like secondary the character are like me and you, and it's like, yeah, well, we secondary the character. Like you still wouldn't game 1 go Brawler against most people. And same for me, unless it's like a specific, like I know, like if I was like, I don't know who I'm playing, a game 1 Pika, you game 1 Falco. I feel like Kid is showing off that this character is crazy. He's got so many wins so quickly. He went from like, he got like pretty good at like one French tournament to beating Leo and beating Mars and top 8ing a major.
Yeah, top 8 winners.
Yeah. And then he had to, unfortunately, in my opinion, run into like a losing matchup in Palu. Slight losing, it's fine.
and then Bloom, who also plays Brawler, so
He knows
would
really
actually
well.
understand how to play him. Yeah, even then it was pretty close.
I think Brawler wins that matchup, to be like, I think Brawler, like, I guess let's talk about a little bit of his flaws now, not in terms of what people aren't talking about. What do you think is, other than the stigma, because people don't want to play a Mii, what do you think is the thing holding Mii Brawler back from being like absolutely like top 5 clearly? Because like, if you look at his good stuff, it looks like he might be. But what do you think is preventing him from being that? Because I have an answer, but I want to know if it's similar.
Okay, so for me, there's two things. The one I kind of already brought up, and it's just that I feel like there's not a fleshed out like route to take stocks like past certain percents, which even then I feel like he does have something, but it's kind of just it's harder. Like you need landing upper into something or something like that.
That move's good.
It is good.
I love how landing upper is a kill confirm from like 50 to 140.
Yeah,
Just because.
Another thing, I feel like if he plays a character that's good at walling him out, it's hard for him to get in. So I feel like kind of you brought up Apollo being a tough matchup. I feel like Cloud could also be very difficult for him.
Yeah.
And I also think that's where Soaring Axe Kick comes in play, because if you have that move, how are they going to wall you out? Because you outrange them with an attack.
True. Even if, well, it's not like a guaranteed punish on those landing aerials, but then I guess you just run up and scoop them.
Well, it's one of those things where I don't know if you've seen how like absurdly big the hitbox is.
It's huge.
You can whiff punish with it like pretty consistently.
Oh, like you dash back and then up B them backwards. Got it. I need to definitely use it more.
It's really I think that is the answer to a lot of matchups that Brawler mains find difficult. This is using Soaring Axe Kick.
Like, I definitely, you know, if I were to rate the uppies out of 10, right? I think Thrupper is ridiculous. Like, I think it's one of the best uppies in the game. Oh, like for offense at the very least. So like I give it like a 9 or 9.5. I give Heli Kick like an 8 because I'm like, well, it's a little slower, but it's still absurd in what it does. And I give Soaring Axe Kick like a 6.5. It's like still clearly an above average upbeat. Just I view the character as killed machine, and you know, I don't think it falls into that. But yeah, I completely agree. That's literally what I was also thinking. I think 3 of his hardest matchups are all very meta relevant, which is Cloud, Aegis, and Sonic. This is my kind of thing. It's like, hey, this character is really good, except for 3 of the 5 most common characters in meta right now. Or I guess 6, because it's like Snake, Rob, and Steve are the other 3. And I think he does really well into those matchups. But yeah, I think dealing with sword character has landing aerial on you, good luck, is hard because like Heli Kick isn't fast enough, Thrupper is too small. But I definitely think Soaring Axe Kick playing with punish game and like the ground game, because his ground game is actually ridiculous, even if I don't personally use it a lot. It's so good. Like his dash attack is one of the better dash attacks in the game. It also combos into Thrupper for some reason, as an unrelated note if they DI in, which is...
Yeah, that's silly.
But yeah, I definitely think if you can overcome some of those matchups or learn it, you know, it's obviously... Mii Brawler also has like the Wario factor, assuming you're running Thrupper or Heli Kick, of like, yeah, it's bad for him. You got hit at 20 and died, right? So it's like, how bad can a matchup be? Which is why the hard matchups are the ones where you're not getting those hits because they outspeed you and out-neutral you completely. Because again, Cloud, he's not faster than you, but back air is big. And then Aegis just does this forever, and Sonic is Sonic. And even then, I feel like there's some move sets that are like not that bad in the matchup. I think flashing Mach Punch is okay because it just like beats out spin dash, but then it's like obviously really committal, so if you're wrong, you're gonna get hit for doing it.
Yeah. On a note for Sonic, I think it's funny because I feel like one of the reasons why, and you could give me your opinion on this, but I feel like one of the reasons why the matchup's so difficult is because of how his Nair hitbox is. Because his Nair doesn't cover the bottom of him, so it's easier for Sonic to just abuse spin dash, spin charge.
Yeah, it's really hard to like hit him. Like, you know, he gets the initial hit and backs up, and you're like, I can try to do something. It's like, no, you can't. You actually can't. You have to go away, and then he just like reacts to your feint jump and is like, okay, whoosh. I think I appreciate your insight for sure, because you've had a lot of experience with the character. We play very different in general. Like, I'm a masher, and you are like a calculated neutral person with Brawler, from what I've watched. Again, similar to like me and like Shiny Mark with Pika, of like, if we just like melted our brains together, it's the best thing ever. It's like, if the Mii Brawlers all just like their like moveset knowledge and how to play neutral, it would be insane.
It'd be absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to learn suplex now, is I'm just like, okay, I view the game through BDK. Let me use suplex. And it's been working pretty well. I definitely don't use it as good as I could, obviously, because I've only been doing it for like a week. But being able to just like have someone land on you and just be like dash back suplex and deal 20 and then have that situation literally over and over again. Like I've literally taken stocks of like hit them once, suplex, 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 upper thropper. Like, okay.
Yeah, it does so much damage.
So
the other thing too is you can two-frame with it.
Suplex?
Yeah. You jump off stage and then you suplex.
Yeah. I thought you meant just from on stage. I'm like, that's ugly.
No. Yeah, and I wish that'd be ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I mean, it does. Yeah, but the thing about it too is because it has.
You mean to SD kill, right?
Yeah. Because it has grab armor, so it's like even if they hit you, you'll trade and you'll just grab them.
True. Like it's very interesting. I feel like just there's so many moves, right? I feel like shot put is like people are like, well, how do you use it in just if people are lazy off stage? It's kind of just like forcing people to air dodge like Bayonetta's gun, which in my opinion is a great thing because you force them to either go really high to avoid it or low, and then you just down air them, which is insane. It's also good for disadvantage. So like in matchups that, in my opinion, like a Game & Watch where it's like you don't want to get chefed at the ledge, I just go jump shot put. It's like you have to bucket this, and I'm gonna either grab the ledge or go around you. Like he can have a good disadvantage. He always has good neutral regardless of what he's using, but he has either a command grab or a move that has half screen burst with BDK. And that can go over projectiles. Like he has a good anti-zoning tool in BDK. He has a good close quarter combat command grabs, always going to be good with suplex. He has kill moves out the ass. And then he's just like, his A moves are one of the strongest kits of A moves in the entire game. Like good, like every ground normal is good. His forward tilt is worst one and it's still perfectly good. Like it's a forward tilt, right? Why does his up air do that?
It's crazy. It's like it's so little lag. It's just it's absurd.
The amount of people, like, I just fish for up air sometimes when I'm just like, I want to get like a specific up air kill. And the fact that it's -7 means it's perfect for up air spot dodge. So the amount of people I've gone up air spot dodge forward smash on like a whiffed grab is insane. Or like a, you know, up tilt under platform, whatever. He's so good. He's a terrifying character. Do you have any last words about Mii Brawler?
Well, you specifically learned soaring axe kick. I think.
I'm learning suplex right now. I'll do it after.
You just learn both.
It's really hard to... Dude, I was trying to learn Kid's moveset, and I'm like, I don't know how to play this character with 2 of my moves being different. So I'm doing 1 at a time. Like I'm doing like...
Okay,
right now
fair.
I'm doing shot put, suplex, throw upper feint jump. So next I'll do... I don't really want to use flashing Mach Punch, honestly. I think that... Like, I think it's good. It might specifically be good with soaring axe kick because you get up air flashing Mach Punch. But it's so funny watching every Mii Brawler use flashing Mach Punch. They're just like, dude, I got a kill with it. Like, in this really important moment. I'm like, you died 4 times over the set because you were like flashing Mach Punch, dash back, flashing Mach Punch, read ledge jump, flashing Mach Punch, and just getting hit over and over again.
Okay, well they fish.
It's a player thing. I know.
Yeah. I will agree. It's funny because that's one of the other ways that people gimmick with Brawler because people don't know how absurdly unsafe flashing Mach Punch is.
Yeah. I think similar with BDK, it's just BDK at least they bounce away from shield. So like you only get like a dash attack, which isn't as punishable as, you know, I'm right next to you, -30. And realistically, if you're going to wait like long enough to know it whiffed, then like -20.
Yeah, it's so absurd.
Yeah. But yeah, I can learn soaring axe kick. I've been playing a bunch of different Brawler sets recently. I'm trying to not be as stubborn and learn suplex. I keep running into matchups that aren't good for it. I'm just like, yeah, you're fighting a banjo. And I'm like, this is BDK matchup because I can just go over everything and zoom half screen and hit you for this. But I'm trying. And so I'll do soaring axe kick soon. Also, something that no one's even doing yet is like Nair BDK, even with the BDK users. That shit's dumb. Like, hey, do you want offstage ledge trap and kill at 80?
Yeah, 'cause it's so far, right?
Yeah. Like, you can get strong Nair BDK if people aren't DIing down, and it kills Puff at like 50. Granted, everything kills Puff at 50 in that matchup. But like the amount of times I've gotten like weak Nair on someone's like neutral getup into like run off BDK at like 90 and they just die, which is crazy that you're getting ledge traps at like that percent. Obviously it's like, hey, did you whiff? You might die because you have to do a very predictable, this is the only way you can recovery. But yeah, I appreciate you talking about Mii Brawler. I know you've been a Brawler believer for a long time. Obviously, everyone go check out Larry's stuff. They'll be in the description. I'm assuming most of the people that are subscribed to me are also subscribed to Larry because we have relatively similar content in terms of like, we are the analytical high level people. But thank you so much. Any other shout outs?
No, not really. Yeah, follow my YouTube, follow my Twitch, follow my TikTok.
The TikTok's been going crazy. I thank everyone for watching. Don't forget to check out Stride GG. Make an account with your Discord. I would appreciate it. As always, social media, Stride and partner stuff is down below, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.